Hey folks, thanks for joining us today. Of course, I am Rick Dollar with the Rick Dollar Show. And Dad, I don't think I'm ever going to get tired of saying that.
There you go. It's much easier to say than the Ned Luberecki Show.
Exactly.
Rick Dollar.
Because I have trouble with that.
Three syllables, man. 3 syllables. So easy.
I mean, it's just perfect.
When I married my wife, her last name, her maiden name was Jones. And I thought I could have just taken her and I could be Ned Jones.
No.
Man, so easy. So easy.
Oh my God. We are at Randy's Old Time Pickin Parlor tonight, and these guys have decided to stop in Bloomingdale, Georgia. What possessed you?
We found out he let people like us play, and we'll show up anywhere that offers. I had heard about this place, excuse me, for many years. Of course, I've been familiar as a musician with Randy's instrument building.
Right.
Some of the best players in the world have played instruments that he's made or
Exactly.
worked on, and so I've known about him through that world for a long time, but I've never actually known Randy for very long. I've only met him a few times at a few different events, so it was nice to get invited to come out and play at the Pickin Party. I know Becky's played here a couple of times, so she's been telling me about it. But yeah, I was really looking forward to coming down. It's a really great room. It's
beautiful.
It seems like a really cool place. I'm looking forward to the show tonight.
Oh, you're going to get some great sound out of here, no doubt about it. We almost forgot to mention Becky.
Oh yeah, Becky's here. It's the show tonight. It's the Ned Luberecki duo featuring Ned Luberecki and some red-headed fiddler.
Yeah, how'd that go over for you?
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. Yeah. She used to tease me about that. When I first joined the band, she said, "Am I going to have to change the name of the band, kind of like Alison Krauss did when Jerry Douglas joined the band?
Exactly.
It became Alison Krauss and Union Station, featuring Jerry Douglas. And I kept telling her, yeah, she should change it to Ned Luberecki and the Becky Buller Band, featuring Ned Luberecki would be good. Hasn't happened yet, but it's anytime. It's in my contract.
Just watch your local TV station.
Yeah.
You'll see it. Ned Luberecki killed by Becky Buller.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, you guys have been a lot of places this year, and I think you've got more coming up.
It's been pretty good. It's been coming back from the couple of years break of the COVID shutdown for everybody. One of the things that felt really strange getting back into it is so many places were honoring bookings that were canceled back in 2020,
Right.
but not all of them. And not all at the same time, and not all in the same thing. So there were a lot of bookings that happened that were part of a tour. It was like go to Texas, but play in Oklahoma on the way, and Arkansas on the way back.
Kind of route thing.
Right, and so maybe the show in Texas rebooked, but the other ones didn't. So we wanted to honor all of those that we could, but of course the hotels and gas prices didn't really
jive, did
they didn't pay attention to us at all. And so it made it kind of weird, and it's unusual for a band. I mean, sometimes you do one-off shows just because that's what happens.
Yeah, sure.
But usually you'll go out for 3 or 4 days, and the band starts to develop a rhythm. Not only on stage, does the stage show get a little bit tighter, or the music starts to feel better because you're all playing together, but also just the rhythm of being on the road, of loading and unloading out of the hotel, of getting up in the morning and doing all this.
Right.
And when you go off and you take like 2 weeks off and then you just do one, it's almost like it's new again. Everybody's
Exactly.
like, who unloads the thing? What's in the van? How do we get to the hotel?
You plug that in.
Yeah, all those things. It's just you just don't have it. It just isn't autopilot yet.
Exactly.
And so it's getting back to where we're actually getting back into the swing of things. And, and it's starting to feel more like a I shouldn't say routine because it's always different. But there are certain routines. Everybody in the band has their responsibility for the stuff they do.
Exactly.
This guy unpacks the merchandise. You haul out the sound gear. I drive the van. It's everybody has their thing, and it's starting to feel a little bit more like that. Becky and I decided in the meantime, because Becky and I, out of our band, we have a couple of guys in the band that have day jobs, and so we don't tour full time.
Right.
We're not doing that full time, but some of us don't, and so Becky and I have been deciding to try to go out and do a few duet shows just on the weekends that the band isn't doing anything. It gives us an opportunity to play some places that are a little bit smaller
Sure.
that we might not be able to afford to bring the whole band into.
Exactly.
And it's easy. If you could have seen the picture, we'll probably post one on the Facebook page. We've been touring in my Prius, in my 2012 Toyota Prius. We're carrying, how many banjos are on stage?
Not exactly a tour
Four
bus.
banjos,
Yeah.
a guitar, fiddle, and we've even got a sound system and our luggage.
Exactly.
But we're making it, man, and getting 45 miles at the gallon. So
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. Okay, we're going to talk about the pink elephant in the room.
All right.
The sudden actions of SiriusXM. We're wondering, hey, you still going to be shouting it out there?
my show is continuing as usual.
Great.
I honestly don't know anything more than what is already
Sure.
been out there in the world.
Oh yeah, we just want to make sure that
Yeah.
at least we got you.
I'm still on. I will say it has been a privilege to get to work with Kyle Tantrill.
Oh yeah,
I've never worked with anybody who's a more professional radio broadcaster,
Okay.
and I'm going to miss having him around. And yeah,
It is what it is. Yeah. All right. Well, folks, we're going to let him get warmed up because God knows he needs a couple of more cups of coffee
Pickin,
or something. I'm not
I'm
sure.
full of tacos right now. I need a nap. Is what I need.
Well, I'm going to go over here. Hey, Rick Dollar, Ned Luberecki. We're on the Rick Dollar Show.